Mr. President, I also rise today to speak in support of Congressman Mel Watt's nomination to serve as the director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency. In many areas of Massachusetts and around the country, housing markets have recovered. But in too many other areas, the housing market is plagued by underwater mortgages and foreclosures. A wounded housing market continues to drag down our economy, and it leaves millions of families struggling to rebuild economic security. One of the people who could make an important difference in helping the housing market back to full health is the director of FHFA. The FHFA oversees Fannie and Freddie Mac. Between them, Fannie and Freddie back the vast majority of mortgages in the country, which means right now the FHFA has enormous influence over the American housing market. The FHFA has the tools to help homeowners who continue to struggle following the 2008 financial crisis, and it has the tools to help accelerate our economic recovery. For 4 years now, the FHFA has been led by an acting director. The time has come for some permanence and for some certainty. It's time for the FHFA to have a director, and Congressman Mel Watt is the right man for the job. He has decades of relevant experience. He's spent 22 years as a practicing lawyer, working with middle and lower income families on real estate closings and other housing issues. He then spent the next 21 years in Congress as a member of the House Financial Services Committee, where he dealt firsthand with housing finance as a policymaker. But when it comes to housing, Congressman Watt has seen it all. And Congressman Watt has shown good judgment throughout it all. Several years before the housing market collapsed in 2008, Congressman Watt introduced the Prohibit Predatory Lending Act in an effort to stop mortgage lenders from taking advantage of home buyers. The act would have helped Congress address the underlying cause of the financial crisis by making it harder for lenders to push families toward mortgages they couldn't repay and too often didn't understand. After that crisis hit, Mel built on his earlier legislation to craft laws that reduced risky mortgage lending and gave homeowners additional protections. Congressman Watt has worked hard to level the playing fields for consumers, but he's no ideologue. I've worked with him for many years now, and I've seen firsthand that he is a thoughtful policymaker. He can see problems coming, and when he does, he seeks common ground and works hard to develop real solutions. As Congress looks at ways to fix Fannie and Freddie and steady the housing market, Congressman Watt's practical approach is exactly what the FHFA needs. The people who know him best, the senators from his home state of North Carolina, the business leaders from his congressional district in Charlotte, support his nomination without reservation. So what I want to know is this: why would anyone in Congress try to block Mel from receiving a simple up or down vote? Why wouldn't they want strong leadership in an agency that has been thrust into such a critical role in the economy? It just doesn't make sense, not to the people who know Mel and not to the people who want to put this economy back on track. Mel's work will help restore the housing market, help lift the economy, and most of all, help strengthen America's families. It's time for obstruction's sake to end. And it's time for the Senate to move forward with an up or down vote to confirm Congressman Watt so that he can get to work at the FHFA serving the American people.